In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the flatted fifth to create some really cool guitar licks. Now, the flatted fifth is also sometimes called the tritone. It's been called the devil's interval or diabolus in musica. Now, how do you use the flatted fifth when there is no flatted fifth in the key you're even in? I'll show you later in this video. Hi, I'm Tom Hess. Today, I'm going to show you how to create cool guitar licks using the devil's interval, the flatted fifth. Many professional players use this to create some very interesting licks and solos. And I'm going to show you how to create your own licks using the flatted fifth. It's cool and it's easy. First, what is the flatted fifth? And why is it called the devil's interval or diabolus in musica? Well, many years ago, there were rumors that the tritone, that's the interval of a flatted fifth, was banned from the church for religious reasons because it was called the devil in music. There's actually no evidence for that whatsoever. In early church music, the tritone was avoided, but for musical reasons, not for religious reasons. Today, you can hear plenty of tritones in church music. For example, in dominant seventh chords, there is an interval of a tritone, and it's all over church music. All right, now let's look at some actual music and some actual examples. All right, the flatted fifth is simply taking the fifth note of a key, let's say A minor for example, and lower it by 1/2 step. So the fifth in the key of A minor, or the fifth note of A minor, is E. If we take that E note and we make it E flat, 1 fret lower, 1/2 step lower on the guitar, that gives us our flatted fifth. Now you can call the note E flat or D sharp. It still is a tritone away from the root. Here's the root A. Here's E, our fifth. And the flatted fifth would be 1 fret lower than that. Okay? That's a tritone interval. So if we take a little A minor arpeggio like this, there's a fifth on top, and if we flat it, that's now E flat or D sharp, we have this really cool dark sound. And we have it again right here. This note here is E. That's the fifth. And if we flat it, that is our tritone interval. Okay, now let's make a cool little lick out of this using exactly that little arpeggio shape. Pretty cool sound. And you'll notice that that's quite a bit different than playing the arpeggio as it would normally be played, just straight. Which sounds cool, but it's missing the flatted fifth. All we have to do is find our fifth note, our E note in this case, and flat them. Now, we're not replacing the fifth with the flatted fifth. We're not changing this note to this note and doing this. If you do that, you're no longer playing an A minor arpeggio, now you're playing an A diminished arpeggio. So we still want to have the fifth in there in this example, because that change between the fifth and the flat fifth is what really brings out the flavor without totally changing the arpeggio from minor to diminished, which is also a cool thing, but it's something else entirely. So let's look at our little lick again. Pretty cool sound. Now you can take that same concept and just move it around the guitar. So that lick I showed you was an A minor. If we move it up to, let's say, D, now we've got D minor. We got the same lick there. So that works nice over D minor chord. Pretty dark, pretty dramatic actually. Really cool sound. And again, you can move it around. If we move it to, let's say, E minor, so our root here is on the 2nd fret. This is E here. And here's our E minor arpeggio. And if we flat the fifth, or I should say add the flatted fifth, there's our fifth again. And now we got that really cool sound right up there. Very cool, very dark, very cool flavor. Okay, so let's take that concept that we just talked about. I'll take the same lick and I'll put it over a little backing track so you can hear what it sounds like in context. All right, so what you're hearing now is a simple little B minor track. It's just a single chord, it doesn't change, so that we can hear the arpeggio with the flatted fifth added so you can hear that flavor. All right, here we go. I'll play it again. Cool. So there's how it sounds in context. All right, let's move to the next example. All right, so now we've got our B minor backing track here again for the next example. And I'm going to hang on this flatted fifth note, which is an F natural, because the normal fifth in B minor is F sharp. So when we play F natural, that's the flatted fifth. Here we go. Right there. Let's do it again. One more time. All right, so that flatted fifth sounds really, really cool. And again, the F natural note, this one right here, it's not in the key. There is no F note in the key of B minor. So we are inserting a note that's not in the key. Can we do that? Yeah, we can do that. If it sounds good, we can do it, okay? The music theory police is not gonna lock us up, okay? You can add it in anytime you want, all right? Cool. Okay, so let's talk about how to create your own cool guitar licks using the flatted fifth, okay? There are three basic ways you can do this. The first is as a passing note. A passing note is a very simple concept. It just means that you've got a note that's in a scale, let's say this one, and another note of the scale, let's say this one, and the passing note is right in between those two. You see this, for example, in the B minor blues scale. There it is again. So it's just passing, you're just passing through the scale. So that's very common to use the flatted fifth in that way. The next way is to use it as a lower neighbor. A lower neighbor simply means you're going to be playing along and you're going to come on the fifth and then you're going to go down a half step to its lower neighbor, lower in sound, and you're going to come right back up to the fifth. So that's different than a passing tone. A passing tone would be this. You go down or up. The lower neighbor, you go from the fifth to the flat five and back up to the fifth. That's a lower neighbor. The third way you can use this flatted fifth to create cool licks is just to hang on the note. Don't worry about if it's a passing note or a lower neighbor or anything else. You just play your licks, improvise, and hang on that note to milk as much drama out of it as you can. So in the earlier examples that I played, that's exactly what I was doing. I'm just hanging on it. I don't really care if it's a passing note or a neighbor tone or whatever. I just want to get to that flat five, hang on it for as long as I can without it starting to get boring, and then move off to something else. And you can do that anywhere with any lick. So flat five licks, or licks that contain the tritone, they don't have to be specially made, or it's not like they're different than regular licks or whatever that you play. You can transform any lick that you know into a lick that contains the flatted fifth. You simply play the five or play any other note and then go to the flat five and you can just hang on it. It sounds good every time. So which example are you going to try first? Let me know by leaving a comment below. If you like this video, subscribe to this channel. If you want to learn how to make any lick that you know sound even better, I'll show you in my new free ebook titled The Secret to Adding Fire and Emotion to Any Guitar Lick. It's free. So click on the link below to download your copy and make every lick you know sound even better.